Yo! Ah, fuck! What's good? It's your bro Lo, and I'm bringing you guys another saucy trading video. You know what I'm saying? A little trading video. What's good, y'all? It's a little early. You feel me? I wanted to start off my pre market analysis a little early. Before 8:30. It's like one in session right now, but I want to go ahead and get this over with. You feel me? Let's go ahead and get right into the video. Alright, so with the pre-market analysis, you feel me? It's gonna be some smooth shit. I feel like both sides can really eat today. I feel like it's a very high probable condition today. I feel like either way can eat. Let's look at ES, right? So looking at ES, what I'm seeing right now, if we start off with the daily chart, okay, we had price run up and we created the high of the week currently yesterday, which was Wednesday. Usually Thursday caps off the week, but since Monday and Tuesday we have ran up. Now I'm not calling the top. I think it's more high probable to be bullish in this market right now. uh I don't think people should really be calling tops right now long term, you feel me? But I feel like sales could work out too. And the reason why I say that is if you look at the market, right, you have this inefficiency right here on a daily. Now I'm not saying ES is going to come down into here, but it's a good draw. And the reason why it's a good draw is because you have, look how smooth these lows are, right? Very smooth, very, very, very smooth, right? I'm thinking price could deliver down into that, right? I'm not gonna say it could be bullish afterwards, but or it could keep running lower to maybe come and create create efficient ranges, right? And come and balance out this move, this run higher. But I think that we can run lower, take out this low, and even come for this previous daily high, or not even the previous daily high. I could leave it, but even run Asia high, right? But the reason why I'm kind of neutral, right? I'm very, very neutral. I think both sides. I could either get a sell or I could either get a buy. It's just making sure I'm picking the right price and I'm making sure I'm getting in at an efficient price, right? But if I am my first plan is to be bullish, right? But in order for me to be bullish, I need price to come down and take out this previous daily low. Now, ES doesn't have to, because when you look at Nasdaq is a little bit more bearish. Looking at this price action, since Monday and Tuesday, we kind of consolidated a bit, creating a efficient price range, right? And then we expanded higher, creating inefficiency with this bullish candle, right, going through these highs. So there's no down close candle coming inside of this range. This needs to be balanced, right? This needs to come down into a discount to me, right? From low to high, 50% is at least around this area. You know what I'm saying? I think price could run down into that inefficiency, and then I would be willing to buy ES. Now, I do like the idea of sells too to this inefficiency. But in order for me to get that sell, I want to see previous daily low stay intact. I want to see price run higher first, right? So coming into 8:30, the time that I'm trading, right? The Nasdaq, the time that everybody trades, you know what I'm saying? I want to see price be up here if it is gonna run down to this low. Now, in order for me to really be bearish and for me to really trust it, if price does run up with Nasdaq, we come into this breaker, right? Come into this order block, but ES runs out the previous daily high, and it gives a change in the state of delivery, right? And there's a little bit of SMT inside of there, and the NQ does not run out the previous daily high, right? I would be more inclined to sell, and it is going to be more probable to me to be a seller into this inefficiency. And Wednesday is most likely going to be the high of the week for Nasdaq, right? And Thursday is going to be the high of the week for ES, right? And I want to see price do something like this where it comes up, creates SMT with at the previous daily highs with ES, and then there's a smaller fractal SMT inside of here, right, with ES or YM, and then I'm gonna be willing to sell that to this inefficiency, right? And previous daily low would be the low hanging fruit objective. You feel me? So if that's the case, right? If that happens, that would be plan B, right? But for right now, I want to be bullish. I want to see price go higher. So if price does run a little lower, right, by 9:30, we're inside of here, damn near 2 standard deviations now, right? If we create SMT in here with ES or a YM, right, then I will be willing to be a buyer inside of this, inside of here at this discount below previous daily low, and then to run maybe London high or Asia high and then come into this breaker, right? I'm not looking for NASDAQ to run out the previous daily high. It could get back up there, right? But Wednesday could cap off the week for NQ, and it could cap off the week for ES. You never know, but I will be more willing to buy ES instead. So if NASDAQ does run out the previous daily low, but ES doesn't, ES might not run out the previous daily low, and it might run out even this low, and gives a change in the state of delivery, then I'm more inclined to buy ES. I'm really more, I will really want to buy US 30, to be honest with you, because US 30 is a lot more bullish than all the other assets, right? So if you look at this right here, right, this range, you have all this back and forth all in here, right? So you have a SIBI right here, sell side FEG. You have a buy side FEG, right, being created right through there, and inside of that you have that back and forth. So this whole range is balanced. Now under that, it's not balanced. This needs to be, I want to see the paint come down into here, right, and make this efficient. Now, and this is also a discount. Now this is secondary, right? First plan right now, I'm not, that's just looking too much into the future. Is this, then that, right? Right now, what I'm looking for is for price to come down into equilibrium. So if you was to measure out this, the bodies of this high to this low, equilibrium is here. Equilibrium also lines up with a down close candle that also took out a low, right? And then you had that displacement higher with that FEG. That's a high probable PD array. Now, if price does come down into here, right, this SMT getting created with NQ, ES at previous daily lows, then YM is more inclined to possibly start running higher. And if price does leave this accumulation right here, it could set up a market maker buy model to run out this the initial consolidation after price runs down and then starts giving a shift, and then I'd be more inclined to buy YM to get up into here. I think it would be a very, 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 very great buy. I think both sides can work today. I think both sides are high probable today. You just got to make sure, I have to make sure, we all have to make sure we're reading the tape, reading price, making sure we got a good feel of what the algorithm is trying to do, right? What the market makers is trying to do. So I think once you got a good feel for reading the tape, then I think both sides are high probable, right? It's just this, then that. So that's my plan for today, right? I want to see price run down lower first, and then maybe we go higher, right? But if we do run higher first, then it's most likely coming to this inefficient price range right here, and I will want to see it run down into that. But yeah, that's it with indices, a little bit of price action, you feel me? Let's go to dollar, right? Because you guys know I love GU, I love EU, I love dollar, you feel me? Now looking at dollar, we do have relative equal highs built up around Monday. Well, Monday created the high of the week, but if you look at Monday, it's even still like a low. It looks like could be a low resistance liquidity run signature, right? So you got a high and then a lower high right by it, and then you have that displacement lower. Now I'm not saying price is gonna come all the way up there, but you can see that we left relative equal highs here, right? We left relative equal highs here. Now we all know how this shit go. You see relative equal highs, you're like, oh, bullish. Automatically, it's gonna go up there. It doesn't have to come up there now, right? It could still be bearish. Like if you look at this weekly candle, bruh. Look at this weekly candle. You can see that we ran out this previous weekly high, and then all we did was run lower and expand lower into this weekly fair value gap. Now this could be low of the week, because how far does this weekly candle really gonna go? Now it could keep going because it was in a rush to take out this high, and it was in a rush to get down into here. So it might be in a rush to maybe come and take out some sell side liquidity here that I have marked out right here, right? Could be in a rush. Now does that mean I'm really bearish. I'm not really bearish because that weekly candle already dropped so far and is way farther from the midnight open price of Monday, right? So midnight open price is here. Now, I do think price could be setting up a market maker buy model at the same time, right? Now, low hanging fruit is these relative equal highs. So my plan for today is if price does run out the previous daily low first, right, during that news, manipulate, and then we start getting some displacement higher. Maybe even I would rather see it go through, since it has been very bearish. I would rather see it go through this gap, and then I will be a willing buyer at this midnight open price. So I will want to see price do this, like run down, run up, right through here. Leave those relative equal highs. Don't run them out yet. And then boom, midnight open price will be my entry, and this will be low hanging fruit objective in this inefficient price range, because all you got is this back and forth all in here, right? All that back and forth, and then when you look at that, right, you have all this back and forth here, all this back and forth here. This was the candle that closed through and sped through it. So this is a area where it should be order pairing, right, with relative equal highs. So if this is still bearish, I would at least, I need minimum. I would want, and I want to, if I want to be a seller, I want to see price come and run out these previous highs, relative equal highs. Leave this inefficient. Maybe create put an up close candle inside of here, body inside of here, whatever. But if it starts displacing lower from there after running out these previous highs, right, then I'm more inclined to be a seller, and I would rather see previous daily lows get left. If I'm really bearish, since it's bearish, what I think is the most high probability for today with dollar is if price leaves these relative equal lows with the daily lows, come up into here, right, and then give a displacement lower. Some SMT gets created with GU, some SMT gets created with EU, and then we start seeing something like this, right, like these. I think that's probable, and maybe it could be continuation lower, somewhat like that. Right, so I'm thinking that could happen with dollar, but if we do run lower first, then it could be a market maker buy model setting up. But in order for me to see that this market maker buy model is going to complete out, I would rather see this, like I was saying, this happen, right? Price come down into here, midnight open price, and then we run this high right here. But I want to see speed through this FEG right here and this FEG, and then I would think that price could complete out something like this, and then maybe even get up all the way to Monday, Tuesday high. Now that's asking for a lot. But if you look at, when you look at this, how price took out the previous weekly high, there's not much. Like, look at this, y'all. This wick is the high of the week. There's not much volume inside of that wick. Not much volume inside of that wick at all. I don't even think we came to 50% of that wick. Yeah, we didn't even come to 50% of that wick. You know what I mean? So that wick has no volume. That high of the week, it's not really much of the high of the week to me, right? So it could be in a rush to get up there. We do have a lot of high impact news. We do have some good high impact news drivers today. So this could be a market maker buy model: initial consolidation, low risk sell, reaccumulation, redistribution, another redistribution, market maker reversal, low risk buy, all of that. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit. So that can happen. So with that being said, with dollar, looking at dollar, when you look at EU isn't as bullish. It isn't as bullish at all. So if dollar is gonna go higher, that means EU is gonna be very weak. We are inside of that 4-hour fair value gap, which is here, right? This 4-hour fair value gap. If we are gonna go lower, I think we're gonna go lower from here and at least run out the previous daily low, and at least get down into this volume imbalance. Now, for me to be a seller, I want to see dollar run out that previous daily low, while EU possibly doesn't even run out the previous daily high. It could leave it, give a displacement lower, and then I'm gonna think that we're coming for that previous daily low, right? If it is gonna be bullish, let's say dollar is gonna be bearish, and after we take this out and we're gonna continue lower, then I'm more inclined to buy GU instead of buying EU, because GU is a lot stronger than EU. Like, when you look at the past few days, right? look how bullish this has been. We already took out this swing high, right? So buy stops have been taken here, but we still have relative equal lows all in right in here. I'm not saying it's gonna get up there. This could be high of the week. Thursday could be high of the week. You know what I mean, for a GU and EU and all of that, right? So I'm thinking that if price is gonna go, if dollar is gonna be bearish, then I want to be a buyer GU. But I want to see GU come down into here, run out this low, right? Come into this inefficient price range because this is inefficient, right? Come and deliver some down close candles inside of here, give a change in state delivery, and then I'll be more inclined to buy GU. But since GU is so inefficient right here, it is possible that GU could run lower down into here, and that means dollar is gonna run higher, EU is gonna run lower to that previous daily low, and I could give room for GU to come down into here. So it really depends on what that news does. It really depends on where price is at by 8 o'clock, 8:30, for me to really make a decision on what I want to do, if I want to sit on my hands or if I want to take a trade. Oh, excuse me. You feel me? But yeah, that's really it. That's a little bit of price action, a little bit of reading the tape. What I see right now. Right now, it's really nothing to do. It is London session. I'm not trading. I just wanted to do a little pre-market analysis with y'all. You feel me? And we'll see what happens for the rest of this day. If I take a trade, then I will show you guys the trade. Hope you guys be safe, and I'll see you guys soon.